Okay, hola, my people. All right, I hear my husband coming in with my lunch, so we'll be quick. All right, ready? Today we're going to be talking about how to make a leather sole. Now, this one is not done. I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do, if I want to have laces on this shoe or not. I'm kind of leaning towards not right now. But the point is, you do need some leather string or lace type stuff, something really strong, because you're going to have to gather up these edges. Now, what am I using? I'm using sole, leather sole. Okay, so when you go in, where did I get this? I went to Tandy. Went to the Tandy leather shop and I said, I want to make some soles. Do you have uh, sole leather? And they said, of course we have sole leather. We're Tandy. So, FYI, I don't work for Tandy. I'm not getting a kickback from Tandy, nothing, but Tandy gives a great, fantastic discount to members of the military and veterans, and my husband is a veteran, so I get an insane discount on leather over there. It's like wholesale. So if you happen to be a veteran, know a veteran, whatever, then go over there and take advantage of their awesome program. You have to sign up for it in person, but it's great. Anyways, so you get your leather, and now, so what this leather, I got all kinds of flack from people when I was making this because they're like, oh, Christy, it's so easy to cut leather. Yeah, it's easy to cut maybe unaged leather, but when you get sole leather, it's aged. And this stuff was aged for 8 years. And so the price of leather is kind of determined on how long did it take to make that leather. The older the leather it is, the thicker and stronger it is. And let me tell you, I did a little video, and I might link it in here, of me trying to cut the, I think I will, of me cutting the leather with my Mora knife that I used for woodworking, carving and stuff. That is an insanely sharp knife. So sharp that you can shave with it. I don't shave my arm just to, my friend's like, you need to make it so sharp you can shave with it, Christy. So I like shaved my arm, and I was like, this is a crazy sharp knife. But I still had a hard time going through this leather. So I cut out this pattern. I drew it on the leather, and the key is to make all these little finger things. Now it's totally flat. It's going to take you a long time. You're going to have to score it, score it, score it, score it, and then work it, and then eventually it'll come off. But the older, harder the leather is, the harder it's going to be. Now, you can make it easier on yourself and do a soft leather, but you're not going to have the resistance. Now, this leather, when I put it in my press, my Grommet press that I use to make these little holes here for my laces, I put in these grommets in here. That thing is a self-piercing grommet with a giant machine, and I'll link the video. You'll see what I mean. It's got a lot of force that it puts on there, and even it couldn't get through the leather. So what did I use to get through the leather? You want to know? Because you do have to make these holes in order to gather it up later. See? So what are you going to use? Well, I use this thing. It's a leather puncher. You can get it over at Ace. It has different edges or different end pieces that are different sizes. You rotate it. I use the one that was the most pointy, this one, and sometimes this one, because this one's bigger. Sometimes I had to go with the smaller one and then increase it to the bigger one. But it takes a while to do it. You're not going to be able to get, unless you're crazy strong. Maybe you're crazy strong, but there's only so much force you can get on this length. I wish you could like make it long or whatever, but you can't. So what you do, here's one that I've done, this hole. See, this one is not done yet. I have to keep scoring it and scoring it and scoring it. So I have to like line up again on here. And I squeeze it and rotate it, and eventually you will puncture through it. Not this time, apparently. I've only done this like, maybe 5 times. what I do is I sit and I watch TV and I just, sometimes I'll sort of step on it, and sometimes I'll just keep moving it, and eventually it makes a hole. And then, so it takes some time. It is difficult, but you can do it. Then, after you do that, you are going to get your laces. So when you go into the leather shop, get your leather laces. Comes on a spool. You're going to just poke it in there, get it through the holes, which you can do with your fingers. You don't need to thread it. And then you're just going to go in and out, just like you're sewing. And then you'll pull it tight and it will gather. You might need to make like, I think, you know what? I think I made a knot on one side, sewed it in and out. So I went in through one hole, and then I went in through the next hole, and into the next hole, and then I just pulled them all together. When I pulled them all, it pulled up. I hope that's clear to you. Maybe I'll do one more video. If you're really interested in this, I'll do a video. But what you have to do is you have to wet this. So you get it fully saturated. And then it gets super pliable. Now I've bent this up a few times with just my hand. And so you can see I got it wet once just to try it. You see where it's darker right here? And it does start to bend. And then once you tie it with your leather strings, and then you let it dry. And then what you do after that is you can place it on your shoe. Now here's a slipper that I did that I just put poly, what was this stuff called? This is a dip stuff. Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip is great for, especially around the house. So these were my slippers for the house. I love them so much. And then I got a hole in them. So then I said, well, that's okay. I'll just felt another thing in there, which I did. But then I cut it all up, trying to just play with the other one. Anyway, I thought, well, let's just see how this thing works. Then I thought, well, you know what? These could be removable soles if you kind of work some kind of tie system on there. Then you could take them on and off. How awesome would that be? Then you could be like your slippers on the inside of the house, and then you throw on your soles and you go outside and get those dirty. Wouldn't that be great? Or you could fully attach them. Now then I thought, well, if I want to attach them, I don't want them to be super low profile because I don't want them to get wet on the sides. Now I could just put Plasti Dip way up the sides like I did on this one, and that'll prevent water from getting in there. But look at these, I love. I bought these on Etsy from somebody else, and before I learned how to make boots. And I love them, but look, they're worn right here, and they got a hole right here because I tend to roll to one side, and I wore out the whole thing. So now these need really new soles, because I even tried to needle felt a repair, and it will not stick because this is so well felted. So really the solution here is to put in a totally new sole. I wonder if this one would even work. This one wouldn't even work. I'd have to make a custom sole for this one to put it over. I mean, this works on my slippers and works great on my foot, but this is bigger and wider. And maybe that's what's so comfortable. I don't know. But anyways, so this is what I use when it's rainy. And I have other boots. Oh, they're in the workshop. I have to put my Vibram soles on those. Those things are honking, and they're awesome for being in the ice because they're designed to be walking on ice and so that you don't slip. But these I've been wearing lately. I've been getting all kinds of compliments on these puppies. These I made for my, ooh, I got a little dirty right there. I'm gonna have to clean that off. I made these originally for my daughter, and she wanted this custom yellow, and I made this yellow for her, and then she decided, I like yellow, so I'm like, fine, I will wear them myself. So this is a sole that I also got from Etsy. This works really well. And at first I thought, well, this is not really a cup sole. This is a sole. And it's all it is it's glued on. It's glued on with oh, I'm forgetting the name of the glue that I use, but it's a cobbler glue. Ask me in the comments and I'll get it for you. But I've got it out in the workshop and I use it all the time. And you just print it. And I have videos on how to glue commercial soles onto wool shoes. So this one works really great. I wore it all in the rain and stepped in puddles, and I totally have not gotten wet feet. Now the other sole that I got on Etsy, and you usually buy these from like Russians on Etsy, and they get here. You know, it takes a while. It takes like a month to get to the U.S., but their shipping's crazy cheap. This is another one. This is a great little sole. This was like, you know, after all is said and done, after shipping and everything, it'll be like $30. But so you can put a commercial sole on there, or you can get them from Vibram. Those are awesome soles. You can get them on Amazon. It's also going to cost you about it's going to pretty much cost you about $30 to put a commercial sole on any of them. They're good soles, but that Vibram sole is pretty heavy. So just keep that in mind. So you could make your own soles, or you could get a commercial sole, but I was thinking about building this up, maybe putting cork in here. So when you look at soles, when you get into really making soles and looking soles and buying soles, this is called the outer sole, and then there is a midsole. So and then there are cup soles, which is what I just showed you with the toe and everything. That's called a cup sole, and my Vibram soles are cup soles. So they have a little lip all the way around that the shoe fits into, and then you can just glue it. And those are crazy easy, but regular soles are more like this, and they're flatter, but then they have a midsole that adds height. If you look at your tennis shoes, adds height right there. And then that's often where the arch support is placed. So I was thinking maybe, let me know what you think. Should I put cork in here, build it up? I could do that. And then I could put some special waterproofing stuff on the side of the cork and then put my shoe on top. But we'll see. We'll see. It's work in progress. You never know what's going to happen. That's all. If you have any other questions, this, by the way, is my lovely sweater jacket thing that I made a while ago. It zips up. I spun all of this yarn from a raw fleece that I processed myself. And I know the farmer. She raised those dark sheep, and she sent me the fleece. And it was so beautiful. Her name is Sharon. So shout out to Sharon if you ever watch this, Sharon. This is your fleece. But it's Cormo. And I spun it, and then I knitted it. And then this is a separate little fleece that I accidentally felted. And I thought, oh, I love it so much. Oh, I ruined it. But no, I just decided to put it on the collar. This is that same, I didn't ruin it all. This is it when it's was lock spun and then knitted. Or actually this is crocheted. Part of this is crocheted, part of this is knitted. Oh, and then here's the back. Check out the back. Can you see that? It's a needle felted design of a tree. And then there's the silk that I did, that I was just doing an experiment with indigo, and that's the sky in the back. All right, so that is all from Christy Day. I hope you had a fantastic time. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Have any questions, put them down below. I always respond. If you'd like to see something else, then bring it on. I might just make you a special video. And that's it. And hit that bell notification if you want to know when I go live next. Could happen. You never can tell. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.